Okay, so looks like we are live. Um, so chat, can you guys leave a thumbs up? Can you guys leave if you can hear my voice? 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 Oh, okay. So I just saw. How about now? Is the voice clear now? Oh, perfect, perfect. Okay, cool, cool. Looks like we are all set. So let me get started. So, thank you all. I really appreciate your presence. Really, really thank you. And let me start. So, basically, the reason why I scheduled this live stream is because I wanted to show people in real time how markets react to the economic news. So, just to give you a gist, in 5 minutes, almost you can see over here, in 5 minutes, we have non farm payroll data release. So basically, that data release is very, very crucial for markets, and it moves the markets heavily. And this non-farm payroll data release is the number of people who have created jobs and those jobs will be excluding the non-farm activities. So essentially corporate sector, all the other economic sectors which doesn't include agricultural products. So this data is very very important because it is a important indicator of where the economy is the economy it's is it like strong, are we creating enough jobs, and because of which the markets react. Because if people have good jobs, they tend to spend, and if they tend to spend, the earnings of the company increases. So if the earnings increases, then essentially the stock markets should reward that earnings. So this is the entire correlation in between why this non-farm payrolls data is necessary and why it is so crucial. So let me show you a couple of things. So this is my TradingView software, and in this TradingView software I have multiple charts. So these multiple charts are you can see over here, this is a 5-minute chart. Okay, so all of these, so the status line right now it's 525. So within 3 minutes, right, within 3 minutes you will see a massive candle. So as you can see, this is like 6.5 points on Nasdaq futures, right? So this will at least be 50-100 points candle within 30 seconds. So you can see over here I have another chart layout, and this is different OS. This is Windows OS, but the reason why I'm showing this is because you can see over here I can have a lot of formulas, standard deviation, and these kind of cumulative delta formulas on my chart. So this is one, right, and this is my normal 5-minute chart. This is my QQQ chart, right? Now why am I showing this and why am I preparing you? Because this you will see a massive movement, right, within 30 seconds, in just few minutes. And this is the layout in real time. What do I see and what do I think when I trade? So basically this is the range chart, right, and this is a footprint chart. So footprint chart means you can see over here this is like each and every level or each and every price point, how many trades have happened. So you can see it's a dissection of each and every candle, right? So this is the level of detail that TradingView as a charting platform provides, right? So you can see over here we have VIX also over here. This is the weekly chart. This is the US 10-year treasury yield. I'm not sure why I'm missing the daily charts over here. So this is 5 minutes, right? This is QQQ. This is anchored VWAP, range charts, volatility. Yeah, so I'm missing a daily chart. So let me generate that. So okay, so there you go. So okay, this is weekly and this is daily. So this is a prerequisite of what is happening. So now as you can see over here, this is my trading terminal, right? And I have 3 accounts over here. All of this, mind you, are future accounts, right? So in futures account, you can see over here I'm out of the position right now. I have no active position, right? And over here you can see only 6 seconds are remaining for this data to come out, right? 2, 1. So you can see there will be heavy price fluctuations right now. You can see, oh my God, look at the magnitude and look at the price fluctuation, right? So this is what I wanted to show you in real time. Like, these are not small candles. So mind you, this is what, 30 points, 50 point candle, right? This is relatively stable. I have seen non-farm payrolls which are, way more volatile than this. So this is relatively stable, in my opinion. But let's see what happens. So just to give you a gist, this is 2 plus standard deviations away. So the price is right now almost near all-time highs. So if you see over here in the daily chart, we are almost hovering around all-time highs. So look at this. It's not even how much? It's not even 1 minute after the news data release, and it is going up like crazy, right? This is what, 44 points candle. So 44 points in what, almost 1 or 2 minutes. So this is what I was, talking about. Like, this is the, fluctuations that you can see. So for what is the learning? Why did I, take this live stream, and why am I, showing you all this? The learning is, anything that happens in the market, right, is fundamentally driven. Okay, and for any, action happening in the economy, there is a very fast impact on markets. So it's not like, somebody else is deciding, but this is what a cumulative decision of the market is, right? Right now crude oil is also falling like crazy. You can see over here $67. So in general, markets right now are reacting positively to the news. Now let us see the actual news. So this is the Forex Factory website, and let me refresh it. So what we have is 200. The forecast of the jobs was 218,000 jobs, new jobs created in the month of November, right? Now, what you can see is the actual number came out to be way more. So 227K. So looks like economy is really strong on paper. So the initial reaction of the markets right now is positive. Now, if the economy is stronger, right? If we have 227K jobs, now this puts us in a very difficult situation, right? The reason why I'm telling you this is because if the jobs numbers comes out stronger, then next week Powell will not have a green signal to cut more aggressively. So to be honest, let me see the Fed Watch tool, projection, because since the job number came right now, the probability must have changed. So let me see. Okay, so looks like there is almost 72% probability of 25 basis points cut yet. So even after this strong job report, the probability of 0.25 basis point cut is still intact. So this is quite, shocking, but yeah, let's see, how much. Normally, when the probability goes above 70%, normally it is very, very accurate. So we will see 25 basis points cut, but at the, situation where the economy is strong, do not expect, a lot of further cuts, right? Because economy on paper is not deteriorating. So this is the first 5 minutes of the news data release, and you can see markets are, taking this as a very stable and positive news. But let's see if it can keep up, because Remember, for the people in East Coast, the markets are yet to be open. So we have almost 55 minutes after the markets are going to be open. So let's see how it reacts. Ideally, in ideal world, if the job markets comes, the data comes in strong, then market should go down. But let's see, because you can see over here in economic data release section, now the only big news that we have is on 7 o'clock, that is 30 minutes from the market open. That's the only big news. Rest entire day, some of the Fed speakers speaking, and that's it. So let's see how markets react, and how people perceive this incoming data. Because remember one thing, it is very very clear that always do not trust the economic data. Only trust the reaction of the markets from the economic data, right? Whatever is the fundamental news, as a technical analyst, you shouldn't care, right? What you should care is the real action that is happening, that is the price action, right? What is the technical charts telling you? That's the only thing that you should trust, right? Because today is a very proof of that. So if the job market data came in so stronger, right, and still the market is going up, so there is no reason market should go up, because now it ties down the hands of Federal Reserve to not cut aggressively, right? So we should wait. So right now the name of the game is patience. So we should wait to see how the markets react and how much they react. Because look at this, right now we are almost around all-time highs. So the probability of us going much higher today, right, is low. So maybe this is the 5-day EMA, and maybe today we can test and touch this 5-day EMA, and then decide next week what to do. So this can be a one scenario, right? So this is the thought process of what is going on in my mind, right? How do I perceive this? Now, whenever such big data releases happen, I always tend to mark this line, and this line is basically the top, portion of the first 5 minutes of the candle, and the bottom portion of the first 5 minutes of the candle. The reason why I'm saying this is because if market perceives this news as really really positive, and if it gives breakout above this zone that we have drawn, then we will have a proof and confirmation that okay, markets wants to go up. But look at this, after this we have immediate resistance over here, and this is the pivot point, right? So pivot point is a normal indicator that a lot of traders use. So it would be very very important for after 45 minutes when the markets open, it would be very important to see where the price is in relation to this zone, that is the top end and the bottom end. So it would be very important to see where the market is, because you can see over here this is the baseline of pivot points, and this is the first resistance. So initial reaction is positive. This news, initial reaction is positive, but always there is a according to my experience, I normally suggest that do not trust what is happening in pre-market. Always trust what is happening in regular markets, and let the regular session confirm the thesis of the pre-market. So that is where I'm coming from, and this is pure game theory, right? Calculate the probabilities, see the risk to reward ratio, and then take a calculative approach. So that's my small take on today's news data. And now for the people who are live, I want to open up for your questions. So if you can please type whatever your questions is. What do you want to see? Do you want me to show you any other layout? What does this layout mean? I'm all in to take questions from your side. And I really want to give a shout out to the people who have joined. So I see the comments. Thanks for joining, Jignesh. Thanks for joining, Ashay. Thanks for joining, Sagar. So really appreciate your presence. Yeah, so fire it up. If you guys have any questions, any concerns, you want me to take a look on something. Okay, so Justin, okay, so let me answer you, Justin. So the mortgage rate is, determined on the 10-year treasury yield. So if the 10-year treasury yield goes up, only then the mortgage rate will change. So right now, as we speak, I can show you. So over here, you can see that the 10-year treasury yield right now is sitting at 4.1, but the decision or the change is not going to come as long as Fed Chair Powell decides to change the interest rate or not. So you can see in next week or next to next week we have FOMC meeting, and in that FOMC meeting, if Powell cuts the rate by 25 basis points, only then there is a chance for the mortgage rate to drop. But as of now, it doesn't look like there will be a substantial drop in the mortgage rate. So in my humble opinion, the mortgage rate are not going to come down very in a very short term. Yes, in the long term, in 3 to 4 months, definitely it's gonna come down. But in the short term, I don't think so. The reason why I'm telling you this is because you can see that the 10-year yield is not coming down that drastically. So the way mortgage rate are calculated is you have a 10-year yield plus 2%, that comes down to the mortgage rate. So you can see that 15 years fixed over here is still sitting at 5.96, and 30 years fixed is still sitting at 6.69. So as long as the 10-year yield is pegged to the mortgage rate, and as long as the 10-year yield doesn't come down, the mortgage rates will not come down. So there are factors which affect 10-year yield as well, but as of now, I don't see a substantial drop in the mortgage rate. Okay, so I hope that answers your question. Let's come to the question from Jignesh. Let me see. Oh yeah, thanks. Anytime, man. Anytime. This is why I'm doing these live streams. But yeah, in very near future, in short term, I don't think mortgage rate are going down that substantially for sure. Yeah. So Jignesh, let me answer your question. You had a question about IWM. Okay, so for the people who don't know, IWM is Russell 2000 index, and let me show you that index. So this is your RTY, or let me go to directly IWM, Russell 2000 ETF. Okay, so with this data also on TNT bonds. Okay, perfect. So look, Jignesh, right now the small caps are, so basically this index is small caps. So small cap index is very sensitive to the interest rates. So there is no doubt that in 6 months it's gonna come down substantially, the interest rates. But right now, as I see the charts, right, the IWM is just chopping around right now. I mean, yes, it's in the uptrend, but if you can see from starting from November 6, it has done nothing, right? Essentially nothing. It has just chopped around. Now with this data came with this data release, right now in the pre-market it is shooting up like crazy, right? You can see over here it is going up, but again I would be very cautious because IWM right now is sitting at all-time high, almost around all-time high, right? It is what, only 3% from all-time highs. And after this data today, if it clears the yesterday's range, then it has a shot to, come to 243, around 243 and 244. So today it can surely test, but the strong jobs data, you need to wait till the open of the markets and let the markets digest for 1 hour or the first trading hour of the session. Only then you'll be able to see what it does. But in my humble opinion, the maximum upside is only till 244, which is the top of the range over here. The reason why I'm saying this is because you can see over here there is a top of the range, that is this one. Let's say it opens up very strong. Once the price goes to 244 over here, it will face a resistance because this is the zone that it has not been able to clear out, right? So they need to clear out the supply over here in order to go up. So the first thing that it needs to do is bulls needs to attack this zone, and this zone is between 243 to 244 over here. So that's my small take on small caps, that is Russell 2000, which is essentially IWM ETF. So yeah, makes sense. Okay, so Ashay is asking, will you be live till the market opens today in 45 minutes? Well, yes, I mean, I would love to show you, and I would love to have, people. If you guys are here, then yes, I'll be here. Okay, so what do you think about China overall bottoming? So look, the first of all, thanks for joining, Black Hunter. So China has already bottomed. So we have seen the bottom. So I don't see more pain, from here. But the problem is, if you remember, one like 6 months or 2 months ago, I guess, the Chinese government had a huge stimulatory move. Okay, so with that stimulatory move, it helped a lot of index and big companies. So the bottom is in, okay, but in the overall Chinese economy, so the bottom is in. Now the question is, how sustainable is this, right? Because if you see, it for any bottom to be a bottom, right, you need to understand that the underlying fundamentals should be very good. So if the property crisis are resolved, if the demand for the goods is resolved, because remember, Chinese economy is an export driven economy, right? So for the export driven economies, they should really focus on exporting more and more goods. But with the global slowdown, the demand is going to be less. So you have mentioned the FXI and KWeb. So let me go to that ticker and actually show you in real time. So yeah, let me go to that ticker, KWeb and FXI. So first let's look at FXI, right? So these are large cap ETFs, right? So okay, so you can see over here that the downfall has begin after. So there was a term used, Chinese bazooka. This was the time when they introduced the fiscal stimulus, right? So it went up like crazy and now it's just digesting. So this is a very very good bull flag pattern, right? So it is just consolidating. Now the only thing is you need to know if this consolidation has real legs and if it can give the breakout. So right now I would say the best barometer is the 50-day moving average. If it closes on the daily basis above 30.47 for FXI, then I would be bullish. So that's your answer, Black Hunter. So I'm sorry if I pronounce your name, incorrectly, but yeah, if the price action can close above the 50-day moving average, that is this one, that is 30.5 or 30.4, then I would be bullish. But we need consecutive closes on the daily basis above 30.5. So that's the my take, because it is forming a perfect bull flag. It has a absolute monster run over here because of the stimulus, and now it seems the markets are digesting it. So yeah, as long as the price action is about 30.5, I would be bullish. Let's look at the K-Web, since you have mentioned K-Web, right? So okay, so K-Web. Okay, looks like KWeb is the same story. As long as the price action is above 31.08, so above 31, anything above 31 is going to be considered a very good, bullish sign, because remember, the 50-day moving average is over here and the consolidation over here is, quite a bit. So if we can clear this supply zone, and you can see over here in the pre-market, it is already up at 31.08. So in the pre-market it is up, but as I said earlier, do not believe too much in the pre-market data. Let the regular session confirm, and only then you can decide to go long. But yes, if we survive above this 31 level for even 1 or 2 days, then that will have a bullish crossover in terms of EMAs, that is exponential moving average, and also the price action formation. Then we'll enter this consolidation zone. So as long as the fight is on, as long as we are above this range, so let me draw this for you. So as long as we are above this range, that is the top of the range, we should be, I mean, my thesis is, if we can, so today is Friday, so if we can close about this, then yes, there is a good potential to test the top of the range, that is 33.55. So that's my take. Really appreciate it. Yeah. So yeah, that's my simple take. So let us look at the Nasdaq markets and what is doing right now, because almost 23 minutes have passed and we can see, okay, all in China, if it closes about 2 days straight. Yeah, I mean, that's my thesis, because you need closing prices to confirm on closing basis. So intraday data is important, but the way we close is even more important. So once you have that confirmation, you can have that 1 or 2 week good move upwards. So my whole point is, you can trim off your position at 33.5 at the top of the range, but that's my small take. So yeah. So as you can see, guys, the 5-minute chart. So over here, you can see there was a massive up candle when the news got released. And then after this, after I drawn this top of the range, that is the top of the candle, right now the markets are digesting and coming down. So this is why I, showed you in real time. And this is the reason why I talk about like let the markets digest the news, right? Let the markets confirm the bullish thesis. So right now we are only what 35 minutes away from the markets open, and you can see over here it is doing nothing. Now my guess is it can, after the markets open, it can give us an initial push upwards and then go down, but we never know, right? So we'll have to wait till the Michigan consumer sentiment data survey, that is from 30 minutes from the open. So let's see how it reacts. But yeah, so far this is a very, I would say, muted reaction, because markets are not going drastically up and they are not going drastically down. So it is one of the most muted reactions of the non-farm payroll that I have seen in quite a few months. So this is what is happening right now, and as you can see, I'm already prepared. I have my trading terminal open, and if we get any opportunities, I will definitely take those opportunities. This is my TradesByAdvait portal, and I trade with the prop firm Take Profit Trader, as you can see over here. It's a futures trading prop firm, right? And so that I don't have to deploy my own capital, they fund their own capital to me. So shout out to Take Profit Trader. They are really good. So let's see. I'm also keeping an eye what is happening. QQQs are right now sitting at 522, so almost near all-time highs. So obviously, according to the pre-market data, the opening will be very strong, but the million-dollar question is, can this opening survive and can this thrive by going up? Because we are already sitting at all-time highs, so there is a very low probability that we go up drastically. Yes, we may go up by 50 basis points or 75 basis points, but if you can see the daily chart, it's very hard to go up above 552. So 21,552 would be the resistance that Nasdaq needs to clear up, which is 50 points from now. So my best guess is, first we test the 5-day moving average that is sitting around 380, like 382, and then we decide what to do. But since it is a Friday, and since we have given that we don't have any big news after 7 o'clock, there is a very high probability that after 7 o'clock California time we will rebound. So initial reaction may be negative, but I don't see a huge red day. But markets are markets, it can do whatever it wants. But that's why we have drawn the range. Any confirmation, any close below this range is going to trigger a good sell off. So let's see how it reacts. So yeah, I just wanted to take time and thank you guys for joining and viewing. And I'm here trading. So yeah, feel free to post your questions in the chat so that I can look on those instruments, and I can provide my humble view. So you guys are traders yourselves. What are you guys trading? You can leave those things in the chat so that it stays interactive, right? But yeah, this is what I'm seeing. Oh, nice. Side hustle. That's really nice. That's the same for me as well, by the way. So um, MTN. I'll have to Google this out. What do you mean by MTN? I'm bad at acronyms, so sorry. Okay, let's see. Let us see. MTN. Inverse Head and shoulders. Oh, okay. Got it, got it. Let me see. MTN. Oh, it's so here's the thing, Black Hunter, right? This company is about to announce earnings, right? So normally I don't endorse, going into earnings that aggressively, because it can be, both ways. And you can see over here, it's is this even a profitable company? Okay, so yeah, it's I don't think it's a profitable company. So I normally refrain from I normally, stay away from, these kind of names, because especially when you go into earnings, because it can be a massive move upside or a massive move downside. But looking at the, weekly charts, it has already corrected a lot since what, 2021. So yes, the bottom might be in, but as I said, from 2 quarters it has just chopped, right? So this sideways chop can also mean accumulation from big players, but you will never know until until we have the earnings data out, and until the markets digest the earnings. But yeah, technically, if you ask me, like the technical charts, technical analyst, it is forming a W pattern. So it's the pattern is very, very good. It looks bullish, but as I said, small caps, or these kind of mid cap companies are not my favorite instruments to trade, because it can go in either direction very aggressively. So if you have a position right now, then I would strongly suggest you can trim off, and then but yeah, technically, it looks like it's about to explode for sure. Technical charts, I see a really good reason why people can be very optimistic. So W pattern is being forming, the consolidation is nice, and uh, yeah, so technically it's good. But as I said, if I would start a new position, then I would wait for the earnings to disclose itself, digest, and then take a call on what to do. So Etsy and AAP. Okay. Big ski resorts. Okay. No options. Okay, so this is very important point that you have raised. So I am a very big proponent of not trading in options, and the reason why I'm saying this is because even if your direction is right, even if you are perfect in your thesis, there is a lot of other factors which are not in your favor, and those factors are premiums, decay, Greeks, implied volatility. You have to worry about a lot of things. So I normally don't suggest options. I and in the equity, the risk is very low. So and the best part is you can keep the equity for a long time, for the company to thrive again. So you don't have a time horizon or tension per se. So yeah, but yeah, technically, as a technical analyst, as a chartist, this really looks good. Going into earnings, this really looks good, in my humble opinion. So uh, yeah, that's where I am at looking at this company. So let's see what markets are doing right now. So Nasdaq is hoping for a bounce back. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, 3 plus China, I'm focused on currently. Yeah, I mean, uh, look, over the long term, I think the worst phase of Chinese economy is behind us. So everybody is now focusing on development and coming back, and even the Chinese government is trying to revive the stock markets and the overall economy. So what I think is the bottom is already in. So the worst is behind us. So even the big hedge funds are right now concentrating on undervalued names in China. So yeah, I mean, if you're a long-term investor, then definitely I would focus, but stay on quality names, right? Tencent, Alibaba, big names where the probability is very, very low of something drastic happening. So it would be very important to watch what property markets or real estate markets are doing in China, because that is a big indicator of where the economy is going. Apparently, there are a lot of defaults. So yeah, these are my small concerns and thesis about Chinese economy. So yeah, you might want to think about all these points moving forward as an investor, right? So yeah. But yeah, thanks for all the questions. Really appreciate it, you participating in the chat, and I would be more than happy to give my views on this. Okay, so looks like we are just digesting the you know price action. The initial push upwards is not yet broken. So in Nasdaq contracts, so um, we are right now near the pivot point, mid of the pivot point, that is P0. So it is not too much positive, it is not too much negative, uh, and that is pretty evident from the daily charts. You can see over here, for any markets to go down, right, it has to go below the previous day's range. But right now we are just in the middle of the range. So right now there is no clear direction yet, and we are almost 20 minutes from the open. So let's see what happens. I'm also keeping a close eye on QQQ, um, anchor VWAP charts, range charts. This is very important chart, and I hope you guys have access, and I hope you guys know about this feature. So TradingView gives you a feature called as footprint charts. So you can see in each candle where the volume occurred and how much did it occur, and what are the POCs, that is the point of contact. So just to simplify, these yellow zones in each candle signifies the maximum number of volume that has taken place in each individual candle. So for traders like Sagar, Jignesh, all of those people, you might be knowing this feature, and you might want to keep a close eye on this feature, because each candle, it gives you the exact blueprint or x-ray of this candle. So this is really nice trading view feature that you might want to use as traders. So I normally use it. These green zones means it's an imbalance. So buying pressure is way too high over here as opposed to selling pressure. So that's the key over here. So this is the pivot point, and we are just chopping around. So the maximum volume has taken place over here. That is the top of the range, right? So that is one thing. Let's see what daily charts are doing. Yep, consolidating sideways, nothing else. So on the weekly charts, you can see over here we are above R2, which is way too higher, way too higher. So if you see over here, year to date, Nasdaq is almost 28% high. So let me show you. So this is January, this is Feb, and this is Jan. So if I have this tool, year to date, Nasdaq is up almost 23%, which is an insane figure. So this is why I am not a big fan of a Christmas rally because we are already up by a lot. So the scope of growth is very narrow. So let's see how it unfolds. But yeah, uh, this is also a very good important measure. You can see over here the percentage of stocks above 5-day moving average in the Nasdaq index is the blue line, 20-day moving average is the green line, right? And the percentage of stocks above 50-day moving average is this. So here's the paradox, right? If the markets are sitting near all-time highs over here, right, and over here you can see that 61% of stocks are above their 50-day moving average, and only 50% of stocks are above their 5-day moving average, and almost 56% are above 20-day moving average. So the breadth is very very low right now, because if the markets like as an index are at the all-time highs, then why is the individual stocks not reflecting the same data? So something has to give up, right? So this is why I am very very cautious at these levels, because it's the correction is imminent, but I don't know when. But the seasonality is behind us, so seasonality is strong. So let's see how long can this sustain. But be very very careful and be very very cautious regarding these kind of rallies, right? Just to give you a perspective, let me go to 12-month chart, that is 1 year, and let me go to the index, so that you can see for yourself what is going on. So this is 2020, right? So after 2020, in 2021 we have this big bull run, and then in 2022 we had great correction. But look at 2023 and 2024. In 2023 we had 42% upside. In 2024, as of the time of this recording, we have 21% upside. So when index are moving so much up, it also needs to go through a digestion phase. So this is what stagflation worries are coming from. So this we need to have a big perspective in mind, what's happening, how it's happening. So just wanted to show you guys what's the 10,000 foot overview on markets, right? Yeah, so let's see, markets are still consolidating. And see, this is the a very difficult part, right? As traders, right, we want action every time, right? But a lot of mature good trading is waiting for the right opportunity, right? Waiting patiently for the right opportunity is the most important thing as a trader you can do. So yeah, I'm just waiting for a good right setup, because right now we don't have any setup. Right now my playbook or my trading setup has not yet occurred. There is no point in taking risk right now, or there is no point in trading right now. So yeah, I'm just waiting for good setups to occur, and then we'll take it from there, right? um, yeah. Any other questions from the viewers? Any concern that you see or anything? I would love to, give my 2 cents on it. Okay, looks like chat is silent. Okay, let's see how it goes. So the good news is we are just 15 minutes away from the regular market session open. So yeah, let's wait for the movement, how the markets react. The Nasdaq futures, let's see. So far, markets have on the weekly basis. Let us see on the weekly basis what is happening. So this is the weekly chart. I mean, the each candle is hourly, but it represents 1 week. So this is Friday. So yeah, so far we are hovering around the first standard deviation of the VWAP. So let's see the volume. Let us analyze the volume chart. So if I zoom in, yeah, we are just hovering around the all-time high, but to give you an exact resistance point, 520 is going to be a good area of resistance if we can clear that. So 520 is going to be a big area of resistance in terms of volume charts. So let's look at volumetric chart. I already showed you, but yeah, this is the volumetric chart. The most important chart that I refer to is this cumulative delta chart. So as you can see, right, so this is very perfect demo that I can give over here. So this is the reason I opened this chart. So you can see, guys, over here, like the market kept on going up, right? But cumulative delta is not going up that easily. So when this downfall started, right, in 5 minutes chart, when the market started going up over here, the cumulative delta is not going equally up. So that means there is a selling pressure, there is a weakness in the aggressive buying. So markets are moved only by aggressive players, not by passive players. So you can see we are not finding any aggressive buying that is happening over here. So it will be interesting to see the market open. How do the buyers step in? Can they step in? Or the selling pressure continues. So it will be, so this is a very good gauge of what who's in control. Buyers are in control, or the sellers are in control. So yeah, let's wait and see what happens. But yeah, this is in general, this is what is happening in the monthly chart. Let's see, we are just hovering around the first standard deviation, so over here. So yeah, right now it's what, 6:15, so almost 20 minutes 15 minutes from the regular market session. So let's see how it goes. But yeah, so far so good. Can you leave a thumbs up on the chat so that I know everything is good, you can hear me. Okay, perfect, got the confirmation. Thanks, Ashay. Okay, thank you. We're just waiting for the regular market session open. In the meantime, I'm keeping a close eye on the pivot levels. Let's see how it goes. One good thing to know is I have configured this automatic order. So for all the trader people joining the stream, this is a really good opportunity to learn how the automatic order placement happens. So what I've done essentially is I have selected a custom order, and my first target is gonna get filled at 11 ticks, that is almost around 2.5 points, and then 5 points. So I will go with 2 contracts, and this is automatic. So when I go long, you can see that the target moves, right? So it calculates automatically so that I eliminate, manual order placement. So whatever trading terminal you use, make sure that it's, you make sure that you know all the functionalities before, and use those features, because once the market opens, it is going to be extremely fast. So it's important to know. And I also wanted to show this. So this is the order book, right? This is the Nasdaq order book. You can see over here, this side is bid and this side is ask, and this is the volume at each price levels. And you can see over here the prices are fluctuating. So this is basically what we see on day-to-day basis as traders, like where is the liquidity, are there any big orders resting in the order book. So you can see everything. So basically this is a ninja trader tool, and anybody can access it, and you can see for yourself. So at this point, I'm just waiting for the markets to open. The initial resistance is over here, that is 548. So let's see how it reacts, how the markets, but look, right now it looks like the reaction is positive. So let's see. I am more of a short biased today, purely in terms of bias. I'm short biased today because and the reason why I'm short biased is the job market data has came in strong. So there is a less chances of aggressive rate cuts. So let's see how it goes. The only tailwind is we don't have any big news after 7 o'clock California time. So if there is a selling, then it has to be triggered after 7 o'clock, because if the market doesn't go down in first 2-3 hours of a session, then I don't think it's gonna go down. So let's see. This is my basically this is my game plan, going forward. So yeah, closely monitoring the Nasdaq markets, and still chopping around, still going sideways after the initial big move. So look at this, delta. Look at this move. Like this is what 84 points in 30 seconds, right? 84 points move. And this is probably one of the most muted moves that I have seen in non-farm payrolls data. Normally we have seen like 100, 150, 200 point candles in 30 seconds. So that's why I wanted to do live stream. All right, 7 minutes away from regular market session. Always remember, guys, the game of trading is it's more of waiting rather than taking action. So always wait for the right opportunity. Always trade only when you have to. So that's a key to success. So by saying this, I'm just keeping myself in what do you call check. So that's essentially that's what I'm doing. So let's see what we have. So this is my take profit trader terminal. So yeah, let's see what we have. Only 5 minutes remaining for the regular market session. If the price goes up over here, then it would be a good 5-point shorting opportunity. So let's see if we can get that. So this is a very good observation. Over here, I'm sorry, over here in the pre-market session, we just rejected, this level, that is R1 on the pivot indicator. So these red lines are resistance lines, and we perfectly rejected it from here. So looks like there is a strong resistance. So at the start of the session, that is the first 5 to 15 minutes, I think it's going to test again this level. So keep a close eye on this level. Normally, what I do is I do not trade for the first 15 minutes of the session. So, I normally recommend do not trade for the first, 15 minutes of the session. The reason why I'm telling you this is because it's way too volatile, and why to take that much risk when you don't know when the probability is not in your favor. So why to take that risk, right? So that's where I'm coming from. Live streaming is on, it's good. Okay, looks like everything is set. Let's see. I hope you are having a great morning, everyone. So this is my watch list for anybody who is curious. What do I look on day-to-day basis? What stocks do I keep a watch on? Or I tend to keep only so ignore this SMCI. That's the company that I work for, so I keep over here. But apart from that, I normally keep an eye on these names if I get the any good opportunity. So normally I only focus on mega caps and large caps. So most of these are Mag 7 companies, that is like Magnificent 7 companies. So yeah, on the day-to-day basis, I only trade Nasdaq futures, and that is pure on a day trading level. So that's what I do. Feel free to chime in with the questions in the chat. If you have any concerns or any questions, feel free to write down. Okay, looks like price action is just bouncing around P0. In 47 seconds, the markets will be open. So really excited what the reaction is going to be. So my trading terminal is looking good. Everything is fine. Let's see what happens. Okay, guys, the regular market session is open. From that list, for an investor, what stocks would you recommend to keep an eye on? Well, that is a very good question, Ashay. So let me tell you, what stocks that you need to keep an eye on. So right now, from a macroeconomic standpoint, markets are really expensive, to be really honest. So what stocks that you need to keep an eye on? So over here you can see, Microsoft and Google were one of the top picks. And you know what, I also mentioned this in my community tab. So this was purely for members, but let me show you those details. So if you go to my communities tab, these are the members only things, but let me show you what I'm keeping an eye on. So over here you can see these were my price targets that I was hoping to achieve. So these were my buy points. So Microsoft, Google, Adobe, and AMD, these are the stocks that you need to closely watch. And I'm just showing this on a live stream because I just want to help people. And you want to focus on undervalued names that can have a good upside potential. So yeah, I posted this for members only, like investors club tier. This is the paid membership, but this is what I would advise you to keep an eye on. So this is what I would think. So you can make a note: Microsoft, Google, Adobe, AMD. So at these prices. So if you want, I'm gonna, I guess, keep this public, so you can take a screenshot, or about this price range, or you can watch the live stream again. So yeah, just keep an eye on these names as of now. That's, in my humble opinion, what I'm looking, because everything else is looking very expensive in terms of price. Okay, so looks like we have an initial push upwards in the regular session. So, but yeah, if you're a long-term investor, Ashay, I would just say keep a close eye on quality names like Google, Microsoft, Apple, Amazon. These are quality names, and I would say even more so, just concentrate on QQQs, dollar cost average every 15 days, and stay here for long term. That is the best advice I can give. So yeah, and yeah, feel free to explore the communities and the memberships. So yeah, feel free. um, I would say, as an investor, longevity is the biggest thing that you can, have. So, as long as you are sitting for a long periods of time on quality names, ideally you will do good. So that's my 2 cents on the stocks to keep an eye on. So yeah, I really appreciate it. Thanks, man. All right, looks like we are testing pre-market highs over here, as you can see. Over here, this was the resistance zone, the yellow line that we had drawn. But what I'm looking for is, markets to touch over here in the red line, and then I'll decide what to do. Because the thing is, right now we are in no man's land. So as you can see, markets are alive, and it doesn't make sense to trade in the first 15 minutes of the session. So normally what I do is I draw these yellow lines in the first 15-minute range, but let's see how it reacts. Let's see. Qs are having a resistance at 523. Let us see how delta is reacting. So delta is over here. Okay, huge push in the delta as well, as you can see over here, guys. Let's see if it can survive, right? Okay, so over here, okay, the overall delta is positive and the individual candle delta is also positive. So that is a good sign. The only question is, can it survive till, you know, the news? Because right now, as you can see over here in the daily chart, it is about to test the previous 2 days top of the range. So there should be some amount of digestion over here in this range, and then whatever the markets wants to decide. But there has to be a good fighting zone over here, so just to make that clear in the perspective. So now, since we are almost about to close above this line, let me just delete this. The reason why I have drawn this range for the news candle was to know where the markets are in perspective of the news. But now, since the news is over and now we have started the regular session, what I do is I tend to draw a 15-minute range. So right now the 15 minutes from the regular session is not over yet. So that's why I'm not drawing it. But yeah, I keep a close eye on those ranges. So okay, so looks good. Let me see. Yeah, so right now the markets are only just chopping around. So right now it doesn't make sense to trade, but let's see. As I said, I'm going to draw a 15-minute range over here on the charts, and only then I'll be able to decide what trade should I take, what trade should I not take. But apparently right now the resistance is sitting at what, 523.42, which is basically the first resistance level of the pivot indicator. And if you want to see what pivot indicator looks like, I'm just using a traditional pivot indicator over here, and you can see the input values and everything. So I have not changed any settings a lot. I have kept purposefully things simple and streamlined. So this is the range chart, and this is the footprint chart. So I get a very good view of what is happening inside the candles, right? So inside the candles, in this zone, maximum volume took place. So yellow zone is the POC, what we call in technical language, that is point of contact, which is most volume occurred, right? So let's see how it goes. But so far we are having a resistance at 548, 548 on Nasdaq futures. So let's see how the markets react. Volatility astoundingly seems to be coming down like crazy. So if you can see, VIX is down a lot. So man, 13.06. So VIX is down a lot, which means yeah, instability fears is down a lot. So that's a good sign. I would say on the daily chart, 550 is a good level of resistance. I'm keeping a close eye on that level as well. 550 or 560, and that corresponds to the same level on the 5-minute charts as well, that is 548. Let's see how it reacts. Weekly charts looks extremely bullish. So this is daily chart, as you can see over here. For all the viewers, any questions, any concerns, I would be happy to take a look, and I would be happy to answer in the best of my capabilities. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I really appreciate your presence. Yep. Okay, so the first 10 minutes is over, and I think I should draw this yellow line that I showed you, because I tend to draw 15-minute range. So, okay, looks like we are approaching the next resistance level on, Nasdaq contracts, and I will be ready with, that thing. So looks like it's digesting, so let's see. Okay, so the charts is ready. 5-minute chart. Okay, perfect. So the reason why I have drawn manually these two yellow lines is, one is the bottom range of the 15-minute of the regular session, and the other one is the top of the range of the 15 minutes of the regular session. So and then we are almost done with this candle, like 2 minutes left. So I'm trying to see if we can have a median point. So 54, so it's almost 27 is the median range. Wow, looks like we are going ahead. Let me okay, as you can see, this is my order book. This is where I place my trades. Looks like going up. Okay, I'm thinking of taking the short trade near 550 or near 548, but let's see. Fifteen minutes is about to get over, and we are hovering around the first resistance level. So let's see how markets react to these resistance level. So far looks like it's really strong, so delta is strong. So I would have to close this candle because it already gave a breakout, so this line has to be revised. So let me see. So far I'm not in any position yet. I'm just waiting for the confirmation. So this is where 6:30, this is where the market started. Okay, so the 15-minute candle is over, 15-minute range is over, and now I'm just drawing a median point. So 60, 68 meaning 34. So I'll draw a median line around 34. Okay, so these are the only lines that I'll be drawing today. And now looks like markets are incredibly resilient. It's going up like crazy, and we are still in no position yet, so that's a good sign. So psychologically, ideally over here, so let's see what is going on with the QQQ. And let us see where is the news. So okay, so we have news in what, 13 minutes, 14 minutes give or take, and markets are going up like crazy. Initial reaction is good, no respect for the resistance zone, so you can see straight up, right? Straight up. Look at that, look at that. So constant buying supported by constant, cumulative delta volume as well. So right now it doesn't make sense to, counter this move. So let's see how it goes. I would be interested at, 580 shorting it, but let's see how it goes. And that too for just 5 points. So let's see. I can even put a limit order over here. So 582. Wow, what incredible strength. This is incredible strength. Let me see. Okay, it's a huge candle. Okay, 31 points, and look at the up move, right? So market started over here, and look at this 1% move in 20 minutes. So this is why I did this live stream, to show you guys in real time. Look at that. Oh my god, 588. This is epic. 588, guys. Right now I am so much tempted to go short, but I'll still wait for 600s or 590s or something, like, because it's going up like crazy. So I'm not seeing any weakness or something. I can get around with 5 points, but let's see how it goes, because we have already cleared out the resistance. So let's see. $594. It would be good around 600. The short would be good around 600. So let's see. I think it can touch 600 for sure. And what I can do is I can put both my targets for 5 points. So I'll just remove this one target. And so as you can see, I have configured my order for 5 points, essentially for $200. So let's see. I would love to enter around 600 plus, because since we have broken a lot of resistance, so ideally it should touch around 600 or 602. That is where I would be interested. So I have put a limit order of 602 for a quick 5 minutes point short. Let's see what happens. But yeah, markets right now incredibly strong. So let's see. Position management is also going to be key over here. So Looks like we are stone throws away from getting filled. Ideally, it should touch 600 first, but let's see what happens. I have my limit orders placed. Okay, it doesn't look like, it's gonna touch, so let's see. As you can see over here, hovering around 588, 590 almost. But this was a very big up move, from here to here, almost 1%, as I showed you. Yeah, almost. No, not actually not 1%, 0.5%. But half a percentage points is way too big move. Okay, so looks like we are filled. So as you can see over here, we are filled. I am right now in the position, and it looks like market is more strong. Let's see. I am in a short position right now, and I'm hoping for a quick 5 minutes 5 point move. So let's see. But I must say, markets are really strong right now. Let's see if I can grab 5 points. Still going strong. A lot of buying pressure is coming, so let's see how it goes. But normally, you know 600 psychological level should test first. What I can do to mitigate the risk is I can level up my order to 600, but I still want to see if we can have that initial you know so I just moved my target to almost around 599. Let's see if we can achieve that. It's almost around $110 in the futures contract equivalent, so let's see if we can have that. Still going up. 5 minutes candle is about to get over. still way too strong. So let's see where the news is. Okay, we have Michigan consumer sentiment in 5 minutes or so. I'm just, I was thinking of upping my target, but it's fine. Let us see if we can get till 599 or something. I'm keeping my orders unchanged as of now. Let's see if we can hit that 600. Okay. Okay, cool. So looks like we got filled, and first small win of the day. Not too big amount, but satisfied. The reason why I took this trade is because, let me show you. So if you see over here, it's total of $100. But what I wanted to show is over here we had this, crazy up move, right? And we were approaching the next resistance level. So, and the 600 psychological level has been attained. So what I was thinking as a trader is, if I can short this for a quick 5 point move, then that would be great. So that's exactly what I did. I shorted. So if you can if you go over here in my uh, orders section or the performance section for the day, you can see over here that I went short around 602, right, at 651, and I covered my position around 599.25, so almost like for $100 profit. So this is what my mindset was going forward. Like, we had this explosive move on the upside, and we were approaching the pivot point resistance level. So why not take the advantage of it, right? So that was my rationale for going short. So pretty happy, pretty satisfied by the start of the day. And yeah, patience. And now, since we have a news event coming, that is over here, Michigan consumer sentiment, we now I will not trade. Now I will wait for the markets to digest and see if there is any new level that is being challenged. So let's see what happens. But yeah, within few like seconds, within 45 seconds, a big move will be seen. Not as big as this one, that is the non-farm payroll, but relatively big move. So yeah, so this is basically to give you a sneak peek of what happens in day trading, right? What is the rationale of a trader, why he does the things what he does. So I wanted to show you in real time. And now the key observations that you need to do is, what were my reactions when the position was live, how was I managing my trade, what I was monitoring. So all of those things are priceless, things that you need to learn. So looks like the news is released. So as you can see over here, Michigan consumer sentiment is released over here, 7 o'clock, and markets so far are having a muted reaction. I don't know why today all the news are getting a muted reaction. There is no, big, reaction in terms of price action. So, yeah, I mean, these are the days, experience teaches you a lot. So, yeah. So, guys in the chat, what do you think about the recent trade that I did? Any suggestions, concerns, whatever, any questions that you want to ask about the recent trade? Yes, it was not a big amount. We just made $100, but hey, discipline is what pays, and this is real trading, right? So, yeah, that's any feedback on the live trade that you saw, or any trades that you have taken yourself. Please feel free to share in the chat so that um, we all can learn from each other, right? Okay, looks like uh, 5 people are watching, so that's good. uh, but yeah, any feedback on the trade that I took? This is real live trading. Okay, looks like we are approaching the next resistance level, 618, 621. Wow. Okay, what is the daily chart doing? Let me see. Oh, so we have touched fresh all-time high, man. Markets are firing up like crazy. So Nasdaq markets have touched new all-time highs today as we speak right now. So it's crazy. All good, well understood, managed risk by cutting, which is great. Yep, yeah, yeah. So yeah, Black Hunter, that's exactly what I did, because the thing is, it was going crazily up. So I was thinking, why not take $100 and get out? Because remember, in few minutes, like 7 o'clock, in 5 minutes there was another news, so I could have gone like $1,000 easily down. So what I did is, instead I thought, let's take the profit and let's wait for the new news event and then decide what to do. So that's what I did in live time. So these are, the precious learnings that I want you guys to learn. But yeah, very well said and very good point. Manage the risk by cutting. So that's exactly, as traders, what we need to do. Yes, exactly. So to be honest, I was thinking the same. So this R2 resistance level, right? That was a good point to short again. But as I said, markets are right now at all-time high. So I was, yes, it got rejected. Yes, did not buy it, and after yeah, it got rejected. Yes. So even I'm like, so in my humble opinion, this point would be a good shorting point, but I'm not sure if we are gonna visit it again. So let's see. uh, but yeah, if we do, it would be a good shorting point for 5 points. I wouldn't, so I would keep my stop order just beneath that, so that if it runs, I'll let it run, to be really honest. So but one important point is, Black Hunter. The important point is, now we don't have any news. So if you see over here, a few Fed members are gonna speak, and that's it. So we don't have a big market moving news, and some of them are not even the FOMC voting members. So now it's for any person to go short. It would much more make sense over here to go short, rather than the thing is, go short on the second touch. That's what my thesis is. So Yeah, just manage your own risk, and yeah, I wouldn't dare to be short even after the price action goes above this resistance zone. So that's where I am. So looks like we are going to test 5-day EMA. So let's see how the markets react, but so far so good, so far positively reacting. So accumulating YIN based on your advice in China. It's basically QQQ of China for 2 to 3 years time frame. Well, that is good. Yeah, I mean, look, that if you're so much interested in China, why not USA, right? It's the QQQ is far more better in terms of investment. So um, I don't know the thesis, like why you are so bullish on emerging markets like China. I would rather park my money on QQQ uh, any day as opposed to any other asset class. So that's my small thesis. Unless you want to diversify and have diversification in your portfolio. So yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, the thing is this: we will have correction of 10 to 15%, maybe at the start of the year when Trump gets into the office. But yeah, hey, $100 profit, but yeah. So this is the day-to-day life of a trader, but I just wanted to take a trade and show you guys what happens, what's the thought process, what are the things that I'm looking, all of those things. So it's not about the absolute amount, it's about the consistency. Can I do this every day? Can I maintain my psychology? Discipline is the key, right? So this is what I wanted to show you in real time, without any editing, without any, like, nothing. This is raw me, right? So this is what I wanted to show you guys. So oh, yeah, best of luck, man. Best of luck. I wish all the best to people, and yeah. I think you mentioned overvaluation to accumulate for the long term. Yeah, yeah. So the thing is, look, there is no question that markets are overvalued right now. There is no question about that. But as I said, in the first quarter of 2025, if we get a really good correction, that would be more healthy in long term. So that would be really healthy in long term. So that correction would be essential, because you can see over here in the daily chart, over here we had a very good correction in the Japanese yen carry trade when the Bank of Japan increased the interest rates, right? And then over here we had a good correction as well. Over here, due to the election fears, we had good correction. So in any time markets correct by 15-20%, it's a no-brainer. It's a good time to accumulate shares. So that's my take on thesis. Hopefully by that time, man, you are okay, okay. So but as I said, like, nobody can time these things, right? Like, everything has to be very, very fall in place at perfect time for you to do that. So I mean, I wish you 100% best of luck. But yeah, the world. So let me teach you a very important lesson. So a world is very, very correlated. So all the emerging and major economies, is very, very, correlated with each other. So if China doesn't do well, the implication of, those economies is also going to hurt US. So it's everything will, it goes hand in hand. So that would be my 2 cents on the topic, right? But yeah, staying focused, just wanted to take a good look at Nasdaq. Right now we are still hovering below the resistance level over here, and just chopping around. So let's see, I think Qs are also chopping around, but at all-time highs. So yeah, it's very difficult for a trader to short over here, especially on this day where everything is ripping, right? So we have to be patient, we have to take small wins, base hits. That's the only name of the game today. All the days are different, so but today, this is what it is. We had a huge breakout on the weekly chart, so make sure you take a note of it. 10-year yields is also falling, so this is a good news for equity markets, because it creates a positive pressure for capital markets like equity markets. It's speculating but need to do something, huh? All right, I mean, I would recommend doing research and doing hard work. And I normally don't I'm normally not in the favor of speculating. But yeah, if that's something you want to do, I would just give you a humble warning. um, but yeah, the bull flag thesis is intact. I see the digestion phase is over, and I see the worst is behind us. So as long as Chinese government is supporting the economy by stimulating, by fiscal stimulus, and all the measures that they have taken, I don't think it should be that bad. Okay, Region Trades asks how long you have been doing trading. So yeah, Region, basically, I started trading like 4 years ago. So in 2020, I started researching about financial markets. I did some courses on fundamental and technical analysis, and then I started my own trading, day trading. So the good part is I am located in California, and I can do this with my full-time job as well, because market starts at Eastern time 6:30. So right now it's 7 o'clock over here in California. So yeah, I have been trading since 4 years. I traded equities at start, and then I quickly transitioned to futures. So the reason why I'm doing futures is you get a lot of leverage. And as you see over here, I am working with this prop firm that is Take Profit Trader. I have their funded accounts over here, and I passed the test, and they funded me with real capital. And as you can see over here, these are my funded accounts. And yeah, that's my that's a 10,000 foot overview of you know what I'm doing and from how long I'm doing it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. But yeah, I'm really passionate about trading, and I want to continue, and I want to learn. And yeah, hopefully someday, maybe I can make this as a full-time career. So that's the end goal. Yeah, man. Look, anything that is achieved worthwhile, it has to be constantly, fed with real commitment, showing up every day, not giving up, learning from the losses, learning from the mistakes. It takes a lot, man. But again, as I said, I'm really passionate about trading. So I want to learn, I don't want to leave. And it is extremely difficult at times. It takes toll on your health, mental system, everything. But again, as I said, I just know one thing: if I do this right, this changes everything. So if I make this right, if I'm successful at this, then this will be a generational opportunity. So yeah, I'm just doing my own hard work. I'm just giving my best, and I will let God do the rest. So yeah, that's the honest thought over here. Thank you so much, Jignesh. I really appreciate your wishes. Thanks so much. Hey, thank you. Thanks all for wishes. So I guess, look guys, there's I would like to help me if I can also get the funded account. Yeah, so region, what I plan to do over here is, I plan to have more and more, live trading sessions over here. I post a lot of analysis, and you can, go to this prop trading firm. You can also go to my YouTube page and have all the links are, over there, so you can, know what to do, where to go. But even before that, I would recommend you to learn, technical analysis, understand what futures are, how they work, the point system and everything. And then, once you have a winning system, once you have a winning edge, so let me show you. I have created a lot of tutorials as well on my channel. So over here, if you go and type trades by Advait, you will see that, over here there is a special dedicated playlist for training and education. So you can check this out, and you can, specifically watch the trading strategy. So you'll understand, why I'm doing the things that I'm doing, how I'm doing it. And I'm yet to create a video on proprietary trading firms like these, so where I explain, what a prop firm is, how it does. But I would highly recommend you to check out this video. And I would also highly recommend you to check out the interview or the podcast that I have done with the CEO of the same prop trading firm. So this is the podcast.
Hello, everyone.
And let me show you the actual podcast. So yeah, this is the podcast that I've done with the CEO of the prop trading firm. And here we discuss a lot about, how the prop firm industry works and everything. So you can learn from here. You can go to my page over here, look at the strategy, look at the indicators that I use, and then you can decide for yourself. But just giving you a reminder, futures trading is very, very risky, right? So what I want you to do is, I want you to learn the technical analysis, that is chart reading. And chart should be in your blood. So once that is done, then you can sign up for, the challenges, and then you can go on and, start your trading journey. But I would highly recommend you to check out my channel and see what I do, watch the past analysis that I have posted, and then you will have a clear idea of what to do. So we have a new viewer, Shubhangi Shah over here. So thank you so very much for joining the live stream. I really appreciate, your presence. So this welcome first of all. And what we are doing over here is live trading Nasdaq futures. So yeah, I think you can post your questions, concerns, thoughts on on this chat. And I would be happy to wow, nice. Okay, so you did your hard work for 4 years and created your edge. Man, this is amazing. So since you have the winning system, So yeah, then it's time. So yeah, absolutely. So then it's time. I didn't knew that you had, such a good background. So yeah, then region trades. Go ahead, man. Go ahead. Try it out. Learn. Yeah, Jignesh, market is going all-time highs. Market is going bonkers. So as you can see right now, wow, you're from Delhi. Okay, okay. So we have a lot of people from India from the house. Okay, nice. So I'm from Mumbai, by the way. I was born in Gujarat, and I lived in Mumbai for almost 22 years. So I came here for masters, and yeah, this is my side gig, my passion, whatever you want to call. So yeah, I do that. And by the way, region trades, this prop firm also gives you the list of countries that are available. So I guess India is in one of the you know Gujarati bhai. Okay, yeah, so yeah, I am Gujarati, so okay. Yeah, so yeah, well, welcome, guys. Before I divest, just wanted to stay focused. So markets are really going all-time highs. We have cleared this resistance zone, so keep on going higher now. Okay, over here we have a good resistance on QQQ, that is 526. So you know what, I am really interested in taking a quick um, short over here. So let me see, because the reason is over here we have a good resistance point from QQQ, but let's see. 632, almost around 636 or 638 would be a good point, but let me see. Looks like it's consolidating a little bit, and digesting as well. We are way above from the top of the range, I mean the bottom of the range, that is this one. So you can see the move is crazy, 160 points, right? And that too, all of this is happening when we are sitting near all-time highs. So this is why people, it's really important to understand that just because we are sitting at all-time high doesn't mean we should completely short the market, right? You have When we are talking about day trading, it has to be extremely precise, right? And extremely cautious. So yeah, if we are getting resistance on here in QQQs, I would like to short, but let's see how it goes. Right now hovering around 632. I mean, I can reduce my size from 2 to 1 contract so that I get good wiggle room. Looks like it is digesting a lot, so let's see. Bouncing from the support that is over here. Okay, looks like if this resistance zone is not able to hold, then it's a good, shorting opportunity. But the way I'm gonna plan this trade is I'm gonna go like one contract on 28 for the limit order, and I'll see if I can have another contract, but let's see. Okay, looks like I'm gonna get filled. And there is a reason why I'm going with one contracts only as opposed to two contracts, because right now I'm going counter trend, right? So I have put a limit order on 28, and I am okay. So I'm putting another cover position, that is to cover my trades 22.75. so let's see how it goes. But since I went on like with just one contract, now I have uh, a lot of flexibility to actually let this position work out. So normally I go with two contracts, but since I'm going counter trend, this is what I want to do. So I'm in a live trade now as we speak, and let's see if the thesis turns out to be right. I just want 5 points, that is 622 is my target, and let's see. Let's see how it reacts. So over here, at least it should touch this point, but if it wants to go higher, then let's see. And mind you, I went in with a reduced number of contracts for the reason that I was forecasting this, that I may be wrong. So yeah, two contracts is a good position size. So let's see how it goes. But yeah, right now down by almost 5 points. The news is over, and yeah, so far no meaningful pullback. So far you can see markets are just going straight up, so no meaningful pullback in sight right now. We are still above the resistance zone, so ideally we are in the counter trend, but let's see what happens. I'm just expecting a small pullback, but looks like markets are incredibly resilient. looks like it's gonna test the 5-day EMA, that which is sitting over here. Okay, cool. So I my target order is hit, and we so here's the thing, right? We took, so just to give you a recap, right? We took the trade by going, short at 628, 628, and we covered our position at 622, right? So that was only for 5 points, right? So for 5 points, it's like $100 on one contract. And the reason why I did, reduced position size is because I was going against the trend. So everybody, or any trader has, their own edge and their own thinking process, right? So what I was thinking over here is, since we have cleared, one and two pivot zones, that is two levels of resistance, and still if the price is, going up, why not take a short over here at 628 and then see if this resistance zone get tested before going up. So normally what happens is, price expands and then it consolidates and then it again expands. But since we are already 0.73 or 0.7% up, I was thinking that the risk reward ratio is in, favor of, going short. So that is why I took that trade, and this was the rationale. I just don't want to show you, hey, I'm making money, and hey, this is the profit that I'm making. What I want you to show you, and what I want you to learn, is the thought process behind all these trades, right? So, okay, Region Trades says something. My wife says, don't go against the market. That is true. I mean, look, I don't recommend, people doing unconventional things. All I'm saying is, if you have that experience, if you have that, knowledge, and if you have that conviction, you have seen, such market action over and over countless number of times, as I'm sure you have, then, you can do it. The only thing is, I'm not targeting, 10, 15, 20, or 50 points per se. I'm just targeting 5 points. So that was my rationale. But yeah, so far I don't see any issues with the uptrend. So far I don't see any drastic downtrends. But yeah, that was my thesis. So okay, looks like agree on that. Stay with the trend. Yeah, absolutely. So you guys are all correct. Like in terms of discipline, in terms of trend following, you guys are all correct. So, but what I'm saying is, it's not about catching a major trend over here. It's just about catching extreme scalping, like 5-10 points, right? So that was my thesis. So yeah, I wouldn't dare to go short for 50 points today, but yeah, that's my thesis. And so at the max, what I think is, at the max, maybe we can test again this opening range, that is 15-minute range. But since in the economic section, you can see over here, since we don't have any major market moving news now, going forward in today's session, we don't have huge moves or up volatility. So now it doesn't make sense to just stick in front of screen and taking unnecessary trades. So for example, for me, I am almost done for the day, because I have my profits target, and I have seen the moment over here. And now, since I don't see a huge movement in, let's say, 2 to 3 hours, I will come back again in 2 to 3 hours and see what's going on, just to make my hands dirty and see what's going on. But yeah, so far, the non-farm payroll is released. We have a big, up move. So right now, I think I'm all set, and I think there's no value right now sitting in front of the screen and just taking unnecessary trades. So that's the discipline that I want to follow. So just for the people in chat, so any last minute questions, concerns, thoughts, suggestions, anything from you guys before we close this live stream. But I just wanted to take a moment and thank you all for joining today. I would love to do this more on a day-to-day basis. And yeah, that's my thesis. So will you come live after 2 to 3 hours? The thing is, the thing is, I have a daytime job, and I will be going to my job and do my daytime work. So I just do this for the first 2 to 3 hours of the session, where the volatility is more, and where I get a lot of premium to trade. So that's what I do. So I won't be coming in 2 to 3 hours live again. But yeah, I want to do this more, but let's see. Nature and accent. Oh man. Monday's view on opening. Okay, yeah, so a very, very nice question. Bhavya, thanks for joining. I really appreciate your presence. So, my view on Monday is, if you look at the daily chart, right? Right now, we are sitting on all-time highs, and we have also cleared the R1 resistance level on the pivot point on the daily chart, right? So my view on Monday or going into next week is the 5-day EMA has to get touched, right? Markets just cannot keep on going up in a one straight line. It will consolidate. So I'm looking for consolidation, because if you look over here, economic event wise, Monday we don't have a lot of things, right? Tuesday we don't have a lot of things, but Wednesday, I think we have core CPE, that is, consumer price inflation report. So Monday and Tuesday, I don't think there will be a lot of big movements, but I do expect a huge move on Wednesday, that is CPI data release. So yeah, on Monday, I think the daily range would be similar. The test of the 5-day EMA over here is looks like very, very imminent. So I would watch out for this 5-day EMA retest and some good healthy digestion in this range, because if we don't digest and keep on going up and up, the fall would be very, very big as well. So we have to understand those dynamics. But I really appreciate your question. They're very, very, very important question. So thanks so much, Bhavya, for asking that. Since we have this incredible run, it does make sense to digest for a few days and then decide the next course of the market. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on your question. Any last minute question for anyone, from anyone, any concerns before I look forward to closing this live stream? And any questions, any concerns, any suggestions? All right, it looks like everyone is good, and I'm also good. Are you blushing? No, man. I'm just asking for the last thing. But yeah, I think we are all set. Oh man, cheek seems red. Oh my god. Okay. All right, guys. I really appreciate your presence. I really, really, want to thank you and for your time. I hope you learned a lot, and thank you all for tuning in, joining in, and I would love to schedule more live streams like this and live trade in front of you, so that we all can learn and grow together. So yeah, with that being said, Thank you all for tuning in, and I think I can end this stream over here. Thank you all. Thank you.